Cancer treatment in England is becoming much faster. The US is building its first dementia village, and scientists in Australia are building living libraries to protect ocean species from extinction. This is ChatCouncil, and here are 7 good news stories from around the world that you probably didn't hear enough about this week. In England, cancer treatment is becoming much faster for thousands of patients. The NHS is rolling out a new injectable version of pembrolizumab, also known as Keytruda. This is an immunotherapy drug used for 14 different cancer types, including lung, breast, head and neck, and cervical cancers. Until now, many patients received it through an IV infusion, which could take up to 2 hours per session. But the new under-the-skin injection can be given in just 1 minute every 3 weeks or 2 minutes every 6 weeks, depending on the cancer type. Around 14,000 patients start pembrolizumab therapy every year in England, and most are expected to benefit from the faster version. This is not just a convenience upgrade. It means less time in hospital chairs, less pressure on the NHS staff, and more time for patients to actually live their lives. Now to Europe, where rivers are being reconnected at record speed. For centuries, rivers across Europe were blocked by dams, weirs, culverts, and sluices. Some helped power mills or farms in the past, but many are now obsolete and still block fish, sediment, and natural water flow. In 2025, Europe removed over 600 river barriers, and the highest number ever recorded. According to Dam Removal Europe and Wetlands International, these removals reconnected more than 3,740 kilometers of rivers. This is a big step toward the EU's goal of restoring 25,000 kilometers of free-flowing rivers by 2030. Sweden led the way with 173 removals, followed by Finland and Spain. And this matters because river barriers have helped drive a massive decline in freshwater migratory fish. Removing old barriers lets rivers breathe again. It gives fish migration routes back, and it turns aging industrial relics into living ecosystems again. In Wisconsin, the United States is getting its first purpose-built dementia village. It is called the Ellen and Peter Johnson Dementia Village at Agrees near Madison, and the idea is simple but powerful. Memory care should feel less like an institution and more like real life. Instead of a traditional nursing home model, the village is being designed like a small neighborhood. It will have 8 homes, each built for about 8 residents, along with a restaurant, spa, grocery store, and community spaces. The project will cost around $40 million and is expected to support up to 65 residents. It will also welcome 40 to 50 day club members who do not live near there full-time but can come for dementia-friendly support and activities. This matters because people with dementia still need routine, dignity, choice, and social connection. The goal is not just care, it is a life that still feels human. Now to Portland, Oregon, where one city is showing how local climate action can directly help people. In 2018, Portland voters approved a first-of-its-kind clean energy fund. The idea was to charge a 1% retail sales tax on large corporations doing business in the cities and use that money for climate and justice projects. Since then, the Portland Clean Energy Fund has generated roughly $1 billion, and it has already produced real results. The city has helped deliver more than 20,000 cooling units to heat vulnerable residents. It has funded energy efficiency upgrades for 3,100 homes. It has trained around 2,000 people in renewable energy and construction jobs. And it has supported community solar projects that lower bills for low-income families. This is why the model matters. Climate action does not have to feel distant or abstract. It can mean cooler homes, lower bills, better jobs, and safer neighborhoods. This next story is surprisingly cool. Beavers may be helping fight climate change just by doing what beavers naturally do. A new study published in Communications, Earth and Environment looked at a stream corridor in Switzerland that had been shaped by more than a decade of beaver activity. When beavers built dams, they slow water down, flood stream edges, trap sediment, and create wetlands. and those wetlands can store carbon. In this study, the beaver influenced wetland become a net carbon sink, storing around 98 tons of carbon per year. Over its projected active lifespan, researchers estimated it could store up to 1,194 tons of carbon. That is nearly 10 times more than a similar system without beaver modification. So, beavers are not just cute ecosystem engineers, they are rebuilding wetlands, creating habitats, slowing water, and possibly locking away carbon for decades. Papua New Guinea just announced the largest marine protected area in its history. The new Western Manus Marine Protected Area will cover around 200,000 square kilometers of Pacific Ocean, roughly the size of the United Kingdom, and it is designed as a strict no-take zone, meaning fishing and other destructive activities will be banned inside the boundaries. That is a major commitment from a country sitting inside the Coral Triangle, one of the richest marine biodiversity regions on Earth. Survey in Papua New Guinea's waters have documented more than 700 reef fish taxa and over 300 species of hard coral. The Western Manus region also includes underwater mountains, ridges, canyons, shallow rifts, and deep sea habitats, basically a marine highway for ocean life. This is good news because protecting connected ocean system helps fish, sharks, turtles, corals, and coastal communities at the same time. And finally, in Australia, scientists are building something called a living library. At Deakin University's Queenscliff Marine Science Centre, researchers are storing living materials from at-risk marine species like golden kelp, native flat oysters, and seagrass. Think of it as a biobank for the ocean. Golden kelp is especially important because it is a foundation species across Australia's 8,000 km Great Southern Reef, supporting animals like lobsters, abalone, and fish. But kelp forests are vulnerable to marine heat waves and overgrazing by sea urchins. So scientists are growing kelp in the lab and helping restore damaged underwater forests. One restoration project in Port Phillip Bay already grew kelp on small substrates for 6 weeks before divers planted it back into the ocean. Native flat oyster reefs are also being protected, and less than 1% of Australia's historical reefs remain. This is good news because conservation is no longer only about saving what exists, it's also about banking life so ecosystems can be rebuilt. And these were some of the good news stories from around the world. We will be back next week with your weekly dose of good news. And for staying with us till the end, here's a cute picture for you.